Good morning. Hello. I am so glad to have this opportunity to come see you for coffee and create today. I'm Diane at Two Girls Treasure in Florence, South Carolina, and I am busy right this minute stirring Amazing Clear Cast Resin. Have you seen this? Have you seen this beautiful new Iron Orchid Designs sunflower mold? If you have not, you better get ready to get your orders in with your favorite stockist, me. So this morning we are going to make sunflowers with both the white cast and the clear cast. Now I'm stirring this because the clear cast takes a little bit longer to activate. You have to measure very accurately when you're working with your resins. So I have marked this container. Let me find my markings if I haven't wiped them off already. So the neat thing about this container is it has my milliliters right here. Ounces and milliliters are right here. The amazing thing about these new molds, if you will get into the detail work right here, let me put my glasses on so I can show you. See right here in this corner? Well, those are measurements for each piece on here. Now, I have several cups out here on the table. Let me slide my gallons out of the way and I'll slide my cups into view. I have 3 separate cups, and I have not marked these for my measurements. These are just little plastic cups that I got from my big box bulk purchase store. That way I could take my poly resin colors and I could add my colors to each one of my containers before I pour. So I have my yellow gold, my dark bronze, and I have a forest green and a bright green. Now the bright green just doesn't seem that bright to me in the package. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be. My forest green actually seems brighter. But I thought what I would do is maybe combine these. Anytime you're pouring molds with your casting resins, whether it be your clear or your white, you'll have to remember that it is all an experiment. Now, I will pour less of my green because I only have 2 leaves and a stem. I don't want to over pour and I don't want to waste. And I will pour more for my gold because that is a very large sunflower. So I'll pour more for my gold, maybe a little, even a little bit more there. And for my brown, for my dark bronze, for my centers, now I use my little popsicle sticks to measure out my poly resin colors. Now, poly resin colors are very strong. You don't need a lot. This is sufficient. Just a tiny little bit is very good. I will tink that down in my cup and close my color. I will add my bronze to my cup at the end. So that is mixed, and let's go ahead and let's pour these leaves. Now, when you're pouring your clears, they have a tendency to have bubbles. Go ahead and tamp around in there a little bit. Mix your colors. Let me scrape the cup. I want to make sure I use all of that beautiful goodness. With the measurements on the molds this time, it really helps me I'll pour my centers first, and then I will pour my yellow gold around them. These poly resin colors really go a long way. You want to make sure you stir them in very well. I can feel a little bit of warmth from the reaction of part A and part B here. If you over pour, it's okay. You can clean your edges up once it's cured and you take it out. Now remember, your brown center is going to be on the other side. So if you finish pouring and you have some overage on this back side and you feel like your brown is being covered, it's okay. And I keep calling it brown, but actually we used dark bronze poly resin color. This one has a little bit of a lip edge to it, so I feel like we'll have a little bit different effect with our bronze and our gold on this one. I am amazed. It is setting up nicely. The temperature in here this morning is fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and use the rest of this bronze real quickly. And finish this stem. I'll go ahead and give a little bit of stem there. I'll even add a little to the bottom of this leaf. This is going to be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me move you in just a little bit so you can see. This will be the back side. So everything we put in first will be on your front side. You can even see a little bit of translucent around the brown and the gold. We can touch that over. Just kind of stir in a little bit. You do not have this kind of playtime with the Amazing Casting, the white resin. But the white resin will cure right before your eyes. So I have another sunflower mold, and there we go, we're straight now. I have my part B and my part A. Now, I did not measure these. I made a mark on my cup so that I would have equal parts of A and B, and I have another cup so that I can pour into and make my casting resin. There's your part B. It's not as thick as your part A. Your part A is a little bit thicker. Instantly ready to go. My goodness, we better stir quickly. Stir. It's cloudy. Stir until it clears itself up. Once it clears, and again, this is the Amazing Casting Resin. This is your white casting resin. Once you pour it together and stir it, see how it clears right in front of your eyes? It's warm to the touch on the bottom of the cup. That's the chemical reaction between part A and part B. Now, this stuff is amazing. Are you ready? If you have now, it's starting to chemically react. You can see the pooling right here of bubbles. You can see it here too. It's turning white right before your eyes. Don't touch it anymore. The inclination is to play with it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Let it cure. This is what Amazing Casting Resin does right before your eyes. Can you believe how quickly that cures? Now, this does make your mold very warm. It's hot to the touch on the back side. That means it's curing. I have some cups, and I believe the bottom of this cup is just about the right size. Even the top of the cup is. So let's see if I can get this out. It looks like it's going to be cooperative. These are still warm, and as you take out your warm mold, it is pliable. So if I take this and form it, and I'm forcing it, and I probably should have some tape. That's not going to cover it. But if I continue to mold this until it is hard enough that I need to be careful not to break it, either I have an amazingly beautiful bowl, or Joy, if you're going to put these on some floral wire, you can form these so that they do look more realistic. What I'd probably recommend with the floral wire is that you set it in the resin before the resin is dry. How beautiful. So I'll tip it up on the side, and it's not going to stay completely up. Probably unless I put it in something or force it to mold. But I like it. Look how beautiful. And now I will take my blossom, my bloom out, and my large leaf, and my small leaf, and my baby bloom, and my stem, just like that. A little bit of extra on the side, and it just peels right off. Just like that. Cleanup is a GIF. Do y'all have any questions about doing that? Because I'm over here thrilled with it. And I'm still looking on my table because I want something to force down over the top of it. And I see something. And I think I can do this. We'll try it anyway. And if it works, it does. If it doesn't, we'll know better next time, won't we? Let's see if this over the top of that. Oh, yeah. Nope. That's a fail. That's a fail. All right, so my paint bucket didn't work. But something similar. I see another cup, but I can't get to it, and we're gonna let it go. So you can drill a small hole in them after they. Yes, you absolutely can. Dinah, I usually just take my. Let me kick it back over. Oop, there we go. Dinah, I usually just take my small drill bit, or depending on what kind of jump ring I'm going to use, or what kind of thread. I have the clear fishing line. Depending on what I'm going to use for it, depends on the size hole that I drill. I also have my Dremel tool. You can always use your Dremel on these. They have a tendency to have the smaller drill bits, and it's not so cumbersome as a big handheld. It's just a smaller drill. And that way, too, if you want to polish them, clean up your edges, you can use some of your barrel sanders or buffers to clean them up. And I will see you here real soon. Have a wonderful day creating. Take care, y'all.